Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? I am D.Renee, the transformation specialist, and I support women with overcoming obstacles to help them elevate in life and business. And as a transformational life coach and licensed therapist, I support women with rediscovering who they are, increasing their self-esteem and self-worth, helping them to eliminate negative thinking patterns so that they can be able to walk freely into their purpose and create the life they desire to have. I am so excited, you guys, that you guys decided to join me tonight. I have an awesome topic to discuss tonight. Tonight, we are going to discuss 3 areas of change that will help you elevate in life and business. Yes, you guys, like these are the most important areas that you have to change in order to know, in order to be able to go to the next level in your life or in your business. Because we know, well, some people, they might not want to have a business, but, to each their own. But especially with all these, you think you have a good shutdown. Let's not even talk about that, right? But we're going to talk about it anyway. You think that you have this good government job and you're secure and you're safe and, from all this other stuff. And then guess what? Then you have this government shutdown that happens. And then you find a lot of people, unfortunately, who aren't able to pay their bills, who aren't able to do the things that they normally do because they're not getting paid right now. And they thought, as having a good government job is what is good, is safe, is secure. But we're finding out that that's not the case, because when you have people in power and authority to just kind of take that away from you, that makes a whole difference. So everybody actually have to have a plan B, or a plan B, C, D, E, F, all that, because you just never know what can happen on your regular job. They have layoffs, you have shutdowns, you have downsizing, you have all kind of things, that typically happens, and you just have to be prepared. So the only 100% way to ensure that you have something to help your family or to help you out in this time is to create a business, is to be able to start a business. And whatever that business may be, we'll have to talk about that at another time, helping people to be able to identify their niche and where they will be, utilizing their gifts and talents in order to be able to, create the business that they desire to have that will get them the income that they desire to obtain and maintain. Right. So that's neither here nor there, but this just shows you guys that, you definitely do need something on the side or in addition to what you already have going on, because the only surefire way is to definitely create your own business. And that's the only surefire way to be in business and keep making money, or you're gonna have to be at the mercy of other people, unfortunately. So again, you guys, I'm D.Renee, the transformation specialist, and I am a transformational life coach and licensed therapist, and I support women with overcoming obstacles to help them elevate in life and business. So tonight, you guys, we are talking about 3 areas of change that will elevate you in life and business. Like, these are the most important elements that you have to be able to transform in your life in order to get to that next level, whether that's just in life, period, or whether that's in your business. So I'm going to go ahead and get started tonight. So the first area of change in order to elevate is you have to have an internal change. So you have to have a transformation of yourself. I've kind of been talking about this a little bit throughout some of my other Transformational Tuesdays, so you guys can go back and watch those. But transformation of self is vitally important when you're talking about making any type of transformation. And it also reminds me of Michael Jackson's song, I'm talking about the man in the mirror. Yes, you right here in the mirror is you. The only way for change to occur, not just in the nation, but within yourself and in your life, is through you. Like, it cannot happen if it does not occur in you first. Change does not come from the outside. Change comes from the inside. Like, you could do all these things to fix up your outside. You could do all these things. You can get lipo. You could get Brazilian tummy tucks, booty lifts, all kind of things. Put on makeup, get wigs, get extensions, get all kind of things to make your outside look great. But at the end of the day, if on the inside is not right, no matter how much you do, no matter what you try to accomplish, no matter how many red bottoms, Louis, whatever it is that's fulfilling that need externally, no matter what you do with that stuff, it's still not going to take care of the internal change that's needed in order to get you to the point where you want to be in life, especially if you deal with like low self-esteem, especially if you have issues with, you haven't dealt with your trauma, or you haven't dealt with your past, you haven't dealt with these broken relationships, you haven't dealt with, that negative self-talk, you haven't dealt with the fact that you don't like yourself. If you haven't done those things, I don't care what you do on the outside, I don't care what you buy on the outside, it's not going to fix those things on the inside of you. Period. Stuff is not going to take care of that. Stuff, more and stuff, I don't care what you go and buy, it's not going to do that. For instance, we have prime examples, a lot of celebrities who suffer from depression, who suffer from different things like low self-esteem. And they can look beautiful on the outside, but it's on the inside that makes a difference. Because if they don't change that, then they'll continue to seek all of these external things in order to get the transformation that they desire to have on the inside, right? So when you're talking about elevating to the next level in life, in 3 areas that you need to change, first you need to focus on yourself, because first you have to be able to change what is going on with inside of you, right? So one, you have to do your work, whatever that work might look like for you, whether it's with a life coach, me, or whether it's with a therapist, me again. I'm just joking, but for real. But regardless of what it is, you have to do your work, because internal change only comes when you do your work. Transformation and elevation only comes when you do your work. And it starts on the inside, you guys, not the outside. So some things that you have to do in order to be able to change things on the inside is, one, you have to be able to, one, acknowledge that you need to change. You have to acknowledge that. 2, you have to accept whatever those things are that came along with that, with where you are while you're doing that work on your internal self. You have to accept that that is what it is. Then you can't change those things. Unfortunately, we can't turn back the hands of time, right? We cannot turn back the hands of time. And as a result of us not being able to turn back the hands of time, like, we have to accept things for what they are. We don't have to, we can't sit there and tell ourselves and be in denial about it, especially if we're trying to transform, especially if we're trying to elevate, especially if we're trying to go to the next level. We have to face things for the reality. We have to stay out of denial in order to do that. So if you guys just joined me, I am talking tonight. I'm talking about 3 areas of change that will elevate your life and your business. So the first area of change is the internal change, which is a transformation of self. So if you guys think that I'm providing you with value, please, please, please like, heart it up, share. If this message isn't for you, it's definitely maybe for someone you know, or maybe somebody you don't know. It's free to share. It doesn't cost you a thing, and sharing is caring, right? So once again, so you're talking about being able to acknowledge, being able to accept things for what they are, and not only after being able to accept things for what they are, but taking responsibility for those things. That's the next one. Take responsibility for those things in order to be able to transform yourself, right? You have to take responsibility for your healing. I think we talked about this last week. You got to take responsibility for yourself. You are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your own mental health. You are responsible for all of those things. Like, take responsibility for your life. Take back control over your life by taking that responsibility back, right? You have to be responsible for whatever way that you may have contributed to that situation, good or bad. In a two-way situation, everybody contributes. It can be good or bad. Somebody can take advantage. Somebody might be getting something more out of the deal. Either way, you still contribute, whether it's good or bad, and you have to take that. And you have to accept that, and you have to take responsibility for that, right? And this is what I teach, the women in my coaching program, because we have to take back. We're not powerless. We're not being, we're not puppets to where people can just do things to us. We have to allow them to do things to us in some way. And we have to accept responsibility for allowing people to do things, right? So in addition to that, hi, Kathy, how are you? So in addition to taking responsibility. So in the first step, you have the internal change starts with transformation of self. You have acknowledging, accepting, and taking responsibility. Then after you take responsibility, you need to weigh the pros and cons of yourself, right? Because if you don't know the good things and the bad things about yourself, I mean the good, the bad, and the ugly, then how can you expect anyone else to deal with those things when they encounter any type of relationship with you? These are the things that you have to work with. You have to get some type of awareness about yourself. So when you speak about 3 areas of change, change starts with you from the inside out, not the outside in, because that's not going to work. As many of the celebrities who have money, all that stuff does not get you the happiness you desire to have. It does not get you the relationship you desire to have. It does not get you those friendships you desire to have. It does not get you anything materialistic that you desire to have, right? So when you're talking about, hi, Amy, how are you? Thank you for joining. So tonight we're talking about, you guys, we're talking about 3 areas of change that will elevate you in life and business. And the first area of change was transformation of self, meaning you have to change you on the inside, from the inside out. So we talked about 3 areas. Again, I'm going to go over them real quick. Is acknowledging that you need to change. 1, accepting that you need to change and accepting things for what it is, not being in denial about it. 2, that's 3, is taking responsibility. Hey, Stephanie, taking responsibility for your own healing, taking responsibility for your own happiness, taking responsibility for your own mental wellness, and start working on those things. Hi, Tamika. Thank you for joining me. And so the third thing is the fourth thing is, I'm sorry, you guys, is doing pros and cons of yourself. You have to know those good and bad things about yourself, right? Because if you don't know those good and bad things about yourself, then you can't expect anyone else to be able to deal with them. Like, you have to know what you have to work on, because if you're going to have any type of transformation of self, you have to know you. You have to learn you. You have to get to know you. So the second area, you guys, of change is mental. Right? So you have to transform your mind. It's a mental change that you have to elevate to in order to get to the next level. When you're elevating your mind, that means you have to work on those things that's keeping you from obtaining those things that you desire to have in life. A lot of people deal with a lot of negative self-talk. Negative self-talk will keep you in fear. It will keep you stuck in relationships, unhealthy relationships. Negative self-talk will keep you in things that you don't desire to be in. It'll keep you sad. It'll keep you depressed. It'll keep you in low self-esteem. I had a client that I asked her to watch The Secret. If you guys haven't seen The Secret DVD, I'm a very visual person. So The Secret DVD is like life to me, right? So The Secret DVD, it shows you like how your thinking goes out into the vibrations of the world and how you kind of get those things back, because it's about the law of attraction. So all those thoughts, all those negative things that you're kind of putting out there in the world is coming back to you, and you don't even know it. You're just thinking it. You're going about your day thinking all these negative thoughts about yourself, about people, about your situation, about different things in your life, and you're putting it out there, and therefore it's reinforcing all of those negative things that are coming back to you. So if you're talking about changing and elevating and transforming, you have to transform those negative thoughts into more positive thoughts. So when I work with women, I talk to them about there are three things that I give them as far as in positive affirmation. I am, I can, and I will. And I help them to be able to use those to be able to continue to build themselves up, especially if they're dealing with a lot of self-esteem issues, especially if they're dealing with like a lot of breakups that have affected them in a way to where they don't feel like they're worthy of having anyone, good and positive, or feeling like they have to settle for, Joe Blow just because he, is here at the moment, So these are things that you have to do. You have to do those mental exercises that's going to help you to get to the next level. Write down your accomplishments, those things that you have accomplished, because a lot of people, when they're in those state of being, they don't know. They forget about the positive stuff, right? We forget about some of those things that we accomplished and that we can do because we're so busy focusing on all the negative stuff. So it's important to focus on those positive things. Build on those strengths that you already have in life, whatever it is. Somewhere down the line, you have done something great. Somewhere down the line, you have accomplished something. Somewhere down the line. So it's about pulling out those things. I mean, the smallest things, whether you were an excellent parent, whether you finished school, like whatever it is that you did, is being able to pull out all those positive things in order to be able to help you, to rehearse to you that you can do this. You can accomplish things. You are more than a conqueror. Like, these are things that you have to work on mentally, because there's so many negative things out here in the world to tell you so much different. And it's so many things out here to where many people might try to, oh gosh, whatever, might try to, get jealous of what somebody else might have, or, that might throw you off track. Like, I've met so many women in my practice that have, issues with social media. Social media is a huge no. Please don't compare yourself to people on social media, because people on social media will fake it till they make it. And sometimes people are living well. I get it. Some people are doing very well, and that's great. But you don't know what goes on in people's homes. You don't know what's going on in people's lives. And people just do, and all you see are the smiles. You don't see anything else. You don't see the real life struggle. You don't see the fight that has to occur within their environment or within their life in order to be and do the things that they need to do. So please don't compare yourself to other people. Listen and focus on you. Focus on your accomplishment and those things that are positive about you. So you guys, if you're just joining me, I'm talking about 3 areas of change that that has to occur in order for you to be able to elevate your life and business. The first area of change was transformation of self, and I went over like 4 points that you have to focus on in order to be able to change yourself. So if I'm providing you guys with value, please like, share. Sharing is caring. If this information isn't for you, it might be for somebody else. We just don't know. That's what Transformation Tuesday is, to just provide value, to help somebody. If I could support you in any kind of way, please feel free to hit me up in my DM to let me know, or to go to just click the book now button. You can book a strategy session with me. Whatever it is, I'll be more than happy to assist you. So you guys, the next area of change is a physical area of change, meaning you have to have a destination. You have to have a transformation of your destination, because we know that sometimes that when we're in vulnerable situations, we don't necessarily know exactly where we're going, because you're blind. You can't see when you're blind. Like, once you transform yourself, once you go through the process of getting to know you, once you go through the process of working on your mindset, then you can kind of see a little bit more clearly. So you have to have a transformation of your destination and know where it is that you're exactly going in life. That might change. You might have thought you were supposed to go over here to the left, but after you get through all that, you might need to go to the right. So you have to be able to know your destination and know where you're going and know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So these are a few things that I give to some of my clients to kind of help them. And my business coach actually gave this to me. I had already did this exercise before, but it was just awesome that she actually gave it to me. So, think about 25 things that you enjoy and you like doing, right? So you have to think about those things. Then you need to narrow down those 25 to your top 10. And then once you get to the top 10, then you narrow it down to the top 5, and then you go from there. And you build your goals, you build your destination and those things that you desire to accomplish based on those steps. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. You build where you're going based on those steps, on those 5 things, because sometimes we can like so many different things. I'll just use myself for instance, right? So I like looking at houses. I love decorating. I love event planning. I love line dancing. So those are 4 things that I love. I love counseling as well. And I love coaching. So those are 6 things that I love to do. But I had to narrow down where exactly I wanted to be. I didn't want to have to go do, being a real estate agent is great. I do think that, at some point in time, I might do that, on the side, but, have an event hall, all these things. But my purpose was totally different. That wasn't my purpose. My purpose is what you love to do. No, the passion is what you love to do. The purpose is why you do it. I'm sorry, you guys. I had to straighten that out. Your purpose is why you do what you love to do, and your passion is what you love to do. So I know that this is my purpose and this is what I was purposed to do because I love it and I know why I love doing what I'm doing, right? And so it drives me because I want to see women healed. I want to see women whole. I like to help women get to the next level. Like we can all get there. It's not what my transformation has been for me. It can be your transformation for you. Like we can all get there. You just have to go through the process and you have to go through the journey of your transformation in order to get there to where you desire to be, because that's what's going to be important as you continue to move forward. So we talked about 3 areas of change, guys. So the first area of change in order to help you elevate in your life and business is you have to have an internal change, which is transformation of self. You have to have a mental change, which is transformation of the mind. Then you have to have a transformation of your destination, which is a physical transformation. And these are the things that you have to focus on when you're talking about having some type of transformation in your life, when you're ready to begin the process. And again, you don't have to do it alone. If you need support, of course, as a transformational life coach and a licensed therapist, I'm here to support you. You can reach out to me via Facebook on this page at D.Renee, the Transformation Specialist, or you all can go to my website at D.Renee.org, and you can book a session with me. It's a free strategy session, and and we could talk about how I can further support you in this journey. So the last thing is, I know you guys are wondering, okay, well, Renee, what does this have to do with business, right? Well, if you are not in the best mental space, if you are not in the best healing place in your life, if you're not living your best life, as they call it, or have done your work from the things that have caused you any hurt, harm, or that has caused you to be stuck in life, then you can't necessarily be the best boss that you desire to be to the other people around you, especially in business, because we have all had those bosses, right? We have all had those bosses where when they come in the door, you like, what in the heck is going on, right? We already know, she must got some personal problems. She must got some issues. She must have this. She must have that. Or he
oh, he got some issues. He got his, he's this, he's that. We have all had those horrible bosses, right? We had those bosses where you look at them like, it's something wrong with them. They need to go deal with their stuff because they got too much going on and they're coming to work and they're taking it out on everybody else, right? So you don't want to be that boss. You don't want to be that person in your business as the business owner that's doing these things to the people that you have around you. So you have to do your work. Your business can suffer if you're not healed, if you're not walking in your complete healing and you're in the fullness in order to be able to give to them in your overflow, right? The second thing is you can't provide quality services to people. How can you provide a quality service to someone if you're not completely finished dealing with your stuff? Because you're going to have an attitude, you're going to be irritable, you're not going to want to be bothered, you're not going to want to do any of those things. Amy says, if you are not in the best mental space, you cannot be the best boss in the business. Exactly, Amy. That's exactly what I'm trying to get around to. You cannot, because you're going to take all that stuff to work and it's going to go and you're going to put it on all your employees. You're going to be in the meeting snapping. You're going to be in the meeting, doing things that you shouldn't be doing or going off or being in a nasty mood. Just do your work. Just do your work so that you can be the best boss to your employees that you desire to be. And you can give to people in your overflow. You can't give someone an overflow when you're still lacking yourself, right? You can't provide them with quality service. Like you can't be to them that you're not to yourself. And what you have to be to them is you have to be the leader. You have to be that role model. You have to be somebody that's leading and building leaders in your own business, because at some point in time, you're going to need somebody to fill your role, because as a business owner, it's not the intention that you stay there and you just run the business all by yourself, because if you can do it all by yourself, then you don't really need a business. I don't know what that's called. That's called a solopreneur, or, if you can do it all, you can market, you can do all this stuff all by yourself. Like, no. So you have to learn to be the thermostat, you guys. You have to learn to be the thermostat and not the thermometer. And what that means, you guys, is that you have to be the one to change the temperature in your business. And you can't do that if you haven't done your work. You can't do that if you're still dealing with stuff. You can't do that if you still have, mental blocks, or if you have all these negative self-talk, or if you have all these things that's kind of going on with you. You can't do that. And the other thing is, if you don't believe you deserve success, you won't be successful. So you have to work on your mental. You have to change your mental processes and mindset in order to be able to get to the next level. Because if you don't deserve it, if you feel and you think that you don't deserve that, then guess what? It's not going to come to you. It's not going to come to you. Just like I told you guys earlier about the secret. The secret is I was telling you the example with my client. And the secret, like, you get what you put out there. And those are the things that you're putting out there. Those are the things that you're going to get back. Because, hey, if you don't believe it, you won't do the work to get to the next level, because you don't even believe you deserve to get to the next level anyway. And then the last thing, as far as business, you won't know you won't know where your business is going, right? If you don't do the things that you have to do, it's the blind leading the blind. You won't even know where your business is going. You have to have a destination. You have to know where your business is going. You have to know what it is that you're doing. So when we're talking about 3 areas of change and how in order to elevate in life and business, we're saying transformation of yourself, number 1. Number 2, transformation of your mind. And number 3, transformation of your destination. You have to know where you're going. You have to, you guys, because you cannot walk blind. We all have a purpose. We all have a purpose on this earth, no matter what it is, no matter how big, no matter how small. Your purpose might be just to be the best mother ever. That might be your purpose, just to be the best mother ever. And you might be able to teach other women how to be the best mother ever. So everybody has a purpose. Do not discredit or do not limit yourself to thinking very small. We all have a purpose. And as a result of us having a purpose, we have to make sure that we're in a safe place so that we can be able to help people to accomplish and achieve those things, right? And we have to make sure that we're in a safe place so that we can be our best selves to those around us. And in order to do that, you have to work on that transformation. In order to elevate, in order to transform, you have to elevate. You have to elevate. You have to transform. You have to do the work, you guys. Okay. So the 3 areas again of change in order to elevate in life and business: transformation of self, transformation of your mind, and transformation of your destination. So if you guys would please like, share. I definitely appreciate you guys joining me tonight. If you need any support, if I can support you in any way, just hit me up on my DM, or you can hit me up on Facebook at D.Renee, the Transformation Specialist. Just click the little book now button. I have a little questionnaire so I can know a little bit about you or know what it is that you want to receive some support with, and then you can book an appointment to see me. But for us to speak over the phone, or you can reach me at drenee.org. That's DRENEE.org. You can book a free strategy session with me there if I can support you in any kind of way. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate your support. And again, I am D.Renee, the Transformation Specialist, and I support women with overcoming obstacles to help them elevate in life and business. I am a transformational life coach, and I've been a licensed therapist for the last 15 years. And if I support women with rediscovering who they are, increasing their self-esteem and self-value, helping them to eliminate them and dispel limiting beliefs so that they can walk freely into their purpose and desire and create the life they desire to have. So again, if I could support you, hit me up right here, you guys. It's been awesome night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate your feedback. So you guys have a great night and enjoy the rest of your week. Oh, one more thing. Join us tomorrow at 8:30 for join me right here at D.Renee, the Transformation Specialist, for meeting in the ladies' room conversations, you guys. Like, we have an awesome time with my business partner. I'm right here on this page, meeting in the ladies' room. We talk about everything. We have fishbowl conversations. We don't have everything scripted and researched and rehearsed. It's fishbowl conversations. In addition to that, on Thursday, I am going to be on the Sacred Place, Sacred Space podcast. So the information is on this page as well. Just click on the flyer. You'll get all the information. And that's at 6:00 on Thursday. So I appreciate you guys again. I hope to see you guys later this week, either tomorrow, Thursday, and next Tuesday. Thank you guys for your support. You have a good night.